What's funny to me about people whose relationships are on kind of shaky ground is they never seem to fully realize that their relationships are on shaky ground. Like a woman recently came on the internet and she posted, monogamous BF on a work trip just casually dropped this on me like he was telling me what he had for breakfast. And it's a screenshot of a text from her boyfriend. And the screenshot says, I just unfroze my Bumble to see what it's like here in Miami. And by the way, just the very tone of that is very much like, can you believe my goofy boyfriend? It's like, lady, that's not your boyfriend.
Well, and then the comments of that are just her like defensively replying to people being like, no, seriously, he's just such a golden retriever. Like, that's just like how he is. He's like so dumb. Like, he has no idea. I'm like, when guys are on dating apps, they know they're on dating apps. I actually, oh my God, this is like makes me like cringe so hard. That makes me cringe so hard because my junior year of college, I'd been dating this guy for like 2 years and things were like not going that well. But someone told me that they had seen him on Tinder and I like confronted him about it. I was like, what the fuck? And he was like, oh, I was just like seeing what's on there. And I like didn't really know what to do. And then 3 days later, my dad died. And then we just like never talked about it again.
Midnight Milkshake.
Here's what's crazy.
And I literally I'm getting hot talking about it because I'm like, it's embarrassing and like no shade to this guy at all. Like, you know, we were just in college.
But you know what's really crazy about that?
Yeah.
I know that when your dad died, he felt relieved. When he got news that your dad, he's like preparing how he's going to defend himself from the dating app thing. And then he's like, oh, okay, her dad died. Oh, okay.
Like, it was just so weird because I'm like, I know we would have broken up if my dad hadn't died. I know we would have. But then we just like stayed together for another 2 years. And I'm like, we really should have broken up. Because again, he felt like he had to say that he wanted to be in the CIA to leave me.
Well, what's really dark is like, do you think maybe he had this thought
I'm
of like,
getting really hot.
I think he maybe had this thought where he's like, oh my God, after you busted him, he's like, God, please, just anything to take the heat off me.
Maybe
he manifested
Yeah,
it.
maybe.
A horrific tragedy in your family.
Maybe. I also think like, here's my thing. I think when my dad died too, I'm like, I'm sure he still wanted to break up. I'm sure he wanted to break up with me. For all I know, he didn't know how to break up with me. And he was like, oh, if I get on a dating app at a college where there's like a million college students who are also on the dating app, like someone will tell her and then I won't have to, like, maybe he was trying to manifest me dumping him.
Well, if you cheat in college, you want to get caught. Because it's like, you all go to the same school.
You know that it's a small world. It's a very small pond. Yips be yapping.
Yeah.
Did you guys have Yak Yak at your college?
I think we did actually. I think it hit our college too.
There was like the golden era of Yak Yak. People always talk about this. But if you went to college, I saw someone say this the other day. The golden era of college was 2011 to 2017. And so if you went to college anywhere in that window, it was probably like a really good time because it was also when like things had started to be slightly more woke. So like you weren't going to be like actually abused at a fraternity quite as much. You know what I mean? Like things were a little bit safer, but things were still like fun and slutty, you know?
Yeah.
Like, but people say that after 2017, it's like not fun. Like
It's
you
not
got
fun.
too woke. Like basically people say the golden era is 2011 to 2017 because it's like woke enough where like the kind of a lot of the really bad stuff wasn't happening anymore, but then like still some of the naughty stuff was still
you might say
okay.
that 2011 and 2017, that's the fraternity abuse sweet spot.
Yes, the fraternity abuse spot. They're still throwing parties.
Yeah.
They're still fun, but like the odds of you getting something in your drink have actually gone down significantly.
Well, before 2011, if you rush a fraternity as a pledge, it's like you would have been like hooked up to like a medieval torture device.
Yes.
And you would have been a shell of yourself. And then after 2017, though, it's like, geez, what is this? Like, I may as well be, it's like a class. I may as well be in like, you know, student government.
Right. And people are just like policing each other at the frat parties.
Yeah. In 2022, if you're like rushing a frat and it's like your initiation and they're like, all right, well, you know what we wanted you to do? And you're like, oh my God, what? They're like, just whatever you're comfortable with.
Only what you're comfortable. And if anyone gets uncomfortable, please just raise your hand and we will stop.
And we have a video that the school has been nice enough to force us to show you. And let's watch this video. Oh, wow. Really powerful. It's a learning video. I do just want to circle back very briefly to that woman because I know that we were saying,
sorry. Yeah.
Oh, she didn't know her boyfriend.
Well, again, when I saw that, it immediately just like it hit home so hard for me. And it made me feel so like there are really girls out there who are like, oh yeah, he doesn't know. He's just so dumb.
Well, no, because I think you didn't see her clarification. She said, I want to clarify, I have no actual fidelity concerns here. He's just a happy idiot who doesn't think things through. One thing, just because you have no fidelity concerns does not mean you shouldn't be concerned about his fidelity. Every single girl who's been cheated on there is a point in time where they don't have fidelity concerns. That's what allows the BF to be cheated on.
Exactly.
Because if the boyfriend knew she was concerned about him cheating on her, he would simply not tell her that he unfroze Bumble.
Well, obviously too, I'm like, if he's telling her he unfroze Bumble, he is just testing how dumb is this bitch.
Yeah.
No offense. And you know what? I hope you're happy in your relationship. And I actually have no doubt that they're still together.
Well, she says he's just a happy idiot who doesn't think things through. It's like, oh, is that who he is? Is that who he is? Is he the happy idiot who doesn't think things through?
But that's kind of a beautiful... It really speaks well of her character that she would assume kindly of him.
Yeah, that she can get a text from her boyfriend being like, hey, I just fucked 40 girls. Just kind of see what it's like. And she's like, my golden retriever.
He doesn't even know. I'm like, your dick doesn't go there.
She includes a meme. She goes, actual footage of my golden retriever BF digging himself a hole. It's like, it sounds like he dug you a massive hole and then pushed you in it and then occasionally shouts down like, hey, there's all these hot girls up here. And she's at the bottom of the hole like, my goofy little boyfriend.
You goofy man.
I'm starting to think there is no such thing as a golden retriever boyfriend. I think golden retriever boyfriend was invented by
dumb as hell girlfriend.
By dumb as hell girlfriend.
By willfully ignorant girlfriend. By girlfriend whose permanent residence is in Egypt. Denial.
By girlfriend whose boyfriend is just a full-blown wolf actively on the hunt.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm getting kind of golden retriever vibes.
Yeah, she buys him a sheep costume to put on his wolf body. Yeah.
Oh, my goofy little boyfriend.
Oh, he's so funny. But that does confirm the kind of, running joke of the internet that if a girl likes you, you'll never have to lie to her because she'll lie to herself for you.
That's true.
And 100% that's what's going on there. It really does demonstrate, I'm like, he clearly feels like he can like say or do anything and this girl will find a way to rationalize it in her own mind.
And he's right.
And he's correct. And she is. And again, wish them well. What do I know?
Also, I would say even on like the best read of it, because he says, I just unfroze my Bumble to see what it's like here in Miami. So that implies that every time he goes to a new city, he's checking he's just remeasuring his own girlfriend.
Yes.
So what if you go to a city and like, I just re-downloaded Bumble to make sure no one's hotter than you, and great news, nobody is. That's not like, oh sweetie. That's like, wait, what is this test?
What the freak? Why are you testing this?
What's going on?
That being said, I know I wouldn't compared to Bumble in Miami.
No one would thrive in Bumble in Miami.
Yeah, I'm like, also, but again, it's how do you say, the dating apps do the thing where they create the illusion of abundance.
Yeah.
While simultaneously reinforcing scarcity. It's like they make you think that there's all these options out there, but like actually there's none at all.
Yeah. Well, it's like they're like showing you like all these are all the fish in the sea. Meanwhile, you live in Ohio. Like you don't have a boat.
You're not.
You don't
near
have a rod.
Sea. Yeah, the sea is very far away from you.
You're not even qualified to try to go for these.
You don't have your fisherman's license.
I will also say, is there anything more useless than Bumble in Miami? Because Bumble's the one where the girl messages first.
Yeah.
And I'm like, none of these girls are going to message
That's so
anybody.
Real. Wait, Miami girls weigh in. Are you guys, does Bumble work there? I assume not.
Miami girls weigh in. Are you watching or listening to this podcast? Has this podcast been for the Miami girls?
I would be truly shocked if it's for the Miami girls.
Here's what I'll say. Sometimes, like, I think that, like, not everything in America should be America. Like, America, I don't think actually is one country. I think it is a bunch of smaller countries. Because, like, I see, like, footage or TikToks from Miami and what's going on in Miami. And I'm like, that's not America.
No.
I grew up in St. Louis, Missouri. I see footage of Miami. It's like, I may as well be getting, like, footage from the Mars rover.
Miami is a different world.
It's a whole different planet.
Yeah, it's also like, okay, like, you go to Miami and, like, when I've gone to Miami, I felt, like, short and ugly and, like, out of place. But two, it's like, you realize, like, there's so many people are more comfortable existing than you are.
Yes.
Like, and that is something that like really hits. Like, it hit me when I was in Spain. It hit me when I was in Miami. It hit me in like kind of those Southern European kind of like grimy countries where like these people are so like comfortable like being themselves. They're like comfortable like smelling bad and like kind of like taking up space and like talking to strangers really loudly in a way that I consider rude.
But they're so hot they can get away with it.
But it's like not even like it's the hotness. It's like the hotness is secondary because at first it's an attitude.
It's a confidence.
And then it's almost like you have to be that confident to be that hot.
I think that's
it's
true.
Like in order to like be Miami hot, I'd first have to be so confident in like the person that I am to think that I deserve to be hot like that.
But can I tell you the difference between like, say for example, Miami hot and San Diego hot? Because there's a lot of hot people in San Diego, a lot of hot people in Miami, but San Diego hot is like a very stressed out, insecure. We're all going to yoga and we're all lifting weights and we're all getting a tan and we're all bleaching our hair.
Well, it has a waspy overtone. San Diego hot. I think that's really true. I think Well, San Diego hot almost comes from a repression or an insecurity.
Whereas Miami hot comes from a true freedom.
True freedom and true confidence.
Yeah.
No one in Miami, like, it's also like people are like, oh, if you have to buy cans, it means you're insecure. And I think that's true for the people who buy cans in San Diego. But the people who buy cans in Miami, that's like because they feel so hot that they're like, it's almost like body dysmorphia of like, wait, but I'm so hot. Where are my cans?
Yeah.
Whereas in San Diego, they're like, if I have cans, I'll finally be hot.
Yeah.
It's that. They're trying to reverse engineer hotness. Whereas like Miami, it's like people are just trying to fully embody how sexy they feel inside.
When San Diego people buy fake cans, it is like someone putting on like a slutty Halloween costume where like this is just like you can only this is something you're trying on.
Yes,
this is temporary.
it's temporary.
Whereas when people in Miami buy fake cans, it's like when like a really great NFL player has like a cool visor on their helmet. Where you're like, I'm gonna be cool no matter what I do. I may as well just take it to the next level.
Yeah, let me like really show people how fucking cool I am.
Just to alert
like,
you.
I want you guys to know. Like, I don't want anyone to be blindsided.
Yeah.
I think that's it with the Miami girls. It's like they're like, I don't want anyone to be blindsided by how sexy I am. Like, I don't want you guys to like get any false ideas that like I'm not so sexy that you're gonna lose your fucking mind.
Yeah.
But in San Diego, girls, it's like they're like, oh, well, maybe I'll be sexy. No,
I'm sexy, right?
now.
Okay, I have to go to another Pilates class.
I have to go to another Pilates class. Yeah.
They're always like, everyone in San Diego is always like getting in and out of like a new fitness class or a new like way to like try to like maintain this like very tenuous grip on hot.
Yeah. I also think San Diego Bumble girls are messaging. I think San Diego Bumble is probably active.
Yeah. That's like the most offensive thing you could say. I feel like the girls in this city do be messaging on Bumble.
Yeah. Also, okay, a relationship that starts on Bumble, it's like, well, we know that the girl is the go-getter.
Yeah.
You say that we met on Bumble. Okay, well, girls bossed up.
Girls bossed
Guy
up.
pansy B.
Guy what?
Pansy bitch.
I didn't even know Pansy B.
I just made it up.
Wow.
Yeah,
And it will
I'm quick
catch on.
like that.
Pansy B.
Pansy B. Anyway.
Guys are pansy bees.
But no, I think that's like, again.
Also, I think it speaks so much to like the fact that I could have told you that like their relationship is on really shaky ground just by virtue of the fact that he didn't even say like I re-downloaded Bumble. He said I unfroze it.
The unfroze thing really did. That like was a
because it's like clearly he didn't think this relationship would last. He just froze Bumble.
Yeah.
Can you even do that?
Yeah, you can. I think you can freeze all the dating apps.
I'll freeze them.
Yeah, you freeze them. It's like it just takes you out of the algorithm.
Well,
but that means you still have the app on your phone.
Yeah, it means like you can, dare I say, unfreeze it whenever you drop into a new city.
Here's the thing though, it's like I really do how do you say, empathize with this girl in her headspace, because I remember I started dating this guy that I met on Hinge like when I first moved to LA, and I remember specifically I checked, we had gone on like 2 dates, and I was like, he really likes me. And I go to his Hinge, and he had changed one of his pictures to a picture that I had taken of him. Mm-hmm. And I was like, that's a good sign, because he posted a new picture on he posted a new picture on Hinge, but it's one that I took of him. And I genuinely was like, that means he likes me. Well, it means he's still updating his Hinge.
Well, here's what you realize. When you like someone who doesn't like you back, you find a way to make everything a good sign.
Yeah.
Like if you text someone you like and they don't like you back, and you say, hey, you want to hang out tonight? And they say, oh man, I can't. I'm supposed to go to the bar with my friends because like we want to like kind of like see if there's any like
hot girls there.
You in your head would go like, he texted me back.
Yeah.
We're building rapport.
No,
I'm one of the guys.
Yeah, I'm one of the guys.
He's letting me in on his plans.
Yes. I'm one of the guys he's letting me on his plans. And especially bonus points if he mentions the bar. Maybe he wants me to show up there. I show up there. He's already making out with another girl. Wow.
I show up there. He's already making out with another girl. I see she has a wedding ring on. I see he does too. They're a married couple. Okay, so he loves me enough to sacrifice his marriage potentially to text me back?
Okay, he texted me back even though he's married.
Yeah.
And he told me what bar he's going to be at. It's rough out here. When, you know.
Yeah.
When you're in that stage also where you're like, you're not committed to like liking yourself, you will never find someone else who truly likes you. And I think that's true.
Well, but also in this case, it's funny too, because I also just think like when she goes like, I unfroze Bumble, it's like, to me, I'm like, when you're in a serious relationship, like in our relationship, it's like Bumble can't be frozen. It has to be nuked and eliminated. And the ground has to be like salted so nothing can ever grow there.
Well, I remember like when we had been dating for like a year, I got a brand deal for Bumble, and I had to download Bumble. And I literally was like, oh God, I hope no one sees me on Bumble and like tries to like make Robert think that like it's not just, obviously you knew that I had the brand deal with Bumble.
Well, I'll hit you right back because I don't know if you remember this. I actually also literally got a brand deal with Bumble. Like it might have been even like a year later. And
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, when they said you have to re-download Bumble, I got scared.
Yeah.
But also, that's correct.
That's correct.
I have fear.
That's correct.
I'm like, okay. And then as soon as the brand deal was done, I'm like,
delete. No, I remember. Like as soon as I could delete Bumble, I deleted Bumble. I was itching to delete Bumble after the brand deal because it's a slippery slope.
Also, it's funny, that guy, I just keep going back to that guy where he's like, I unfroze Bumble to see what it's like in Miami. You know what it's like.
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 It's like, I unfroze Bumble at the Victoria's Secret fashion show to see what it's like, you know? It's like, you know what it's like.
You know what it's like. Also, again, I'm like not trying to be rude either. It's like, dude, you can like Google image Miami hot girl. Like, why do you have to go on Bumble?
Yeah. When guys go on Bumble, I'm like, just Google image your city plus hot girl. Because, hey, that's more. Those are more pictures of women who aren't going to message you.
Exactly. Well, that's also what I was thinking. Where I'm like, okay, you unfreeze Miami Bumble. I know you're getting swiped left on.
Yeah.
Like, I know no one's matching with you. And like you said, definitely no one's messaging you.
Here's what's interesting, too. The fact that she felt the need to defend it. Like, here's what I would say.
But also that she thought it was funny to share it.
Yeah. Well, but okay, I can even understand, like, because also the way she framed it the first time, because she said, he texted me this like it was just no big deal. You could have almost framed that as like she's pissed and she's making a joke about what a loser her boyfriend is. Here's the thing, like, whenever a woman reveals something humiliating on the internet about their partner and the internet gangs up on the partner, one thing the woman won't do is let her partner take that L.
No, she
It's
won't.
like the partner who clearly doesn't respect you at all. It's like they will swoop in and be like, just so you know, I think this is awesome and you guys are weird.
Yeah.
And it's like, we're literally saying your boyfriend is on Bumble in Miami.
Yeah, and you said that.
You
told us
me
that. That's information that we got from you.
Well, it's kind of like when
your boyfriend being on my Bumble in Miami. And again, I don't care if he has an IQ of 51. That's not okay.
Is he higher? Is it higher or low?
It's lower. It's like lower than Forrest Gump by like 20 points.
Whoa.
That's always our reference point. I'm like, IQ lower than Forrest.
IQ lower than Forrest. And Forrest was never like messaging Jenny being like, I was about to do the voice, I shouldn't do it.
No, but I remember like when Forrest first sees the picture of Jenny in Playboy.
Yeah.
Which actually on hindsight, okay, in the movie they frame it as like, oh my God, like Jenny's a slut because she's like in Playboy. And I'm like, it's really hard to get in Playboy.
Yeah. Well,
but like was impressive.
It's so funny to me whenever the internet talks about Forrest Gump and they talk about what a bitch Jenny is. And like Jenny's such a fucking bitch and she's the worst. And it's like, I can't emphasize enough. Like Jenny is like one of 3 people who talk to him. Everyone's like, oh, Jenny's so mean to Forrest. It's like she is by definition like one of in the 99th percentile of
people who have been nice to Forrest Gump. Yeah. You guys, she's the reason he has like any basic social skills.
She fucked him.
She fucked him. She fucked him. That's pretty fucking nice.
That's pretty nice.
That's pretty nice.
And you think she's mean? How many disabled people have you banged?
How many?
Forrest Gump. I remember watching Forrest Gump because I watched Forrest Gump when I was in a phase as a kid where I would try to watch all of like my parents' like adult movies.
Yeah.
And let me be clear, my definition of adult movie was like movies that my parents didn't let their kids watch. And I think I just assumed it's because it's all going to be very salacious and oh wow and dirty and I just like watched Forrest Gump and was just like emotionally stunned. Plus, I don't even know what any of this stuff is. I'm like, that's crazy.
No, same. I remember Forrest Gump was like, again, just like a time when I learned about a lot of things, like the Vietnam War.
Yeah.
Playboy magazine.
Yeah. And both of those things would become really big foundations for who you are.
Don't you see boobs in it? No, you don't see the boobs. The boobs are implied.
See boobs.
I feel like you see boobs. I feel like I was scandalized by something, but it might have just been the implication of Playboy. I don't remember. But again, Vietnam War, Playboy magazine. Those are the things. Being low key slow, being slow but fast. Slow brain doesn't mean not fast running. That's what I learned from Forrest Gump.
Yeah, and I think that's what we all
people
learned.
contain multitudes.
Isn't it funny?
I also around the same time I watched I Am Sam as Forrest Gump, and I remember being like, okay, Forrest's smarter than Sam.
In the ranking, Forrest was smarter than Sam.
I think so.
And that's when you started your Google Doc where you rank them.
Where I rank them.
Well, here's how I know that I'm not a good actor, because it is a thing of like, there was like a time where like every actor would like playing someone disabled.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and I would start to laugh. Not because actually having the disability is funny, but because objectively, like being a millionaire actor with no disabilities doing a voice.
Yeah.
Also, like I've never heard someone with disabilities sound like Forrest Gump. It's like Tom Hanks just made that voice up.
Well, people play Stephen Hawking.
Do they? That's right. In the theory of everything. That's right.
Yeah.
I don't think they touched on Epstein.
Oh, about how Stephen Hawking was on the Lolita Express.
Well, they should do that in the sequel. They did the Michael Jackson movie, and they didn't do any of like the child abuse allegations in the first movie.
Yeah.
But the first movie was so successful, they're doing a second movie, and they have said we're gonna we're gonna address all the allegations in the second movie. And I'm like, that feels like. It feels like you've backed yourself into a corner. It also feels like you're like, hey, you could just not make the second movie. But they're like, we're going to do it. And it is like if they made a sequel to The Theory of Everything with the Stephen Hawking movie and they made it about Epstein Island.
Well, I'm excited for the new Michael Jackson movie where they really get down to business.
Would they get
I didn't
down
see the first one.
No, did I.
But I will see the second one.
You have to see the first one to understand the second one.
Oh, shoot.
Because the second one, because if you're just watching the second one, you're going to be like, how is he getting away with this? But then you see the first one and you're like, oh, okay.
Oh, he's miraculously talented.
Yeah. I don't know if we should talk about this.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think that sometimes like theme parks and like fan experiences have gotten like too immersive to the point where it's not even fucking fun anymore. And I'm thinking specifically of like, I remember a couple years ago, we rode the Harry Potter ride at Universal Studios where, you know, the whole thing is like, we're going to make you feel like you're actually there. It's really immersive. But then when you ride the ride, they start the ride by like Harry running up and being like, oh, look, a new batch of muggles who want to come to Hogwarts. And then Hermione like throws like magic powder on you and they go, that will let you come to Hogwarts even though you're muggles. And it's like, wait a minute, why am I still a muggle? It's like, it's so immersive. You're like, well, it would be unbelievable if we made you a witch or a wizard. We have to make you a muggle. I'm like, the whole thing of Harry Potter is you're imagining yourself there.
Like, truly, what the fuck? Why can't you just, like, let us be magic for this one experience?
Yeah.
And then they, like, hammer it home. Like, they do not let you forget that you were a muggle the entire time you were on this
Harry's
ride.
looking back and says, not bad for people with no magic. And then he's like, what?
Yeah, he's like, looking good, muggles. Muggles this way. And he, like, won't stop calling us muggles. And I'm like, that is a slur.
Just say
you don't know that I identify as a muggle. That drives me the most crazy where it's like they assume like, dude, if you're a fan of Harry Potter, your worst nightmare is being a muggle.
Yeah.
I mean, I just saw a girl make a TikTok about this. She's like, does anyone else like get kept up at night by the idea that Hogwarts is real and you're sitting at home a fucking muggle?
Yeah.
Like that's a real fear that like many millennials have.
Well, my greatest fear is that as a millennial is that Hogwarts is real. I'm a muggle and Hogwarts did not intervene in Afghanistan. Well, you know what? I was thinking like they should just make it so like, yeah, oh, look, a new batch of witches and wizards. But I also thought this because they still have the animation of like Hermione throwing the powder and they could just like do a voiceover. They could be like, here's powder to make you forget J.K. Rowling's transphobia.
Yeah.
And that way it's like, oh, okay, now I'm truly immersed.
Now we're at ease.
Yeah.
So now we're at ease. Here's powder to make you think that you're not complicit in any sort of hateful behavior by the creator of this IP.
Here's powder to make you forget that even by buying a ticket to this theme park, you were indirectly funding like anti-trans legislation.
Yeah.
And then you can go,
Okay, I'm immersed. Yeah. But again, they just call you muggles. And that also reminds me of how people on TikTok talk about this as well, but the Disney princess merch, all of the dresses for the princesses have a picture of the princess on them. And it's like, yo, like, we're trying to be Cinderella. We're not trying to be Cinderella's fucking groupie. Like, just because, like, I want to dress like Cinderella doesn't mean I want to fucking don Cinderella on my dress. Like, that makes it look like it's fan behavior as opposed to immersive experience.
Yes.
Which, again, I think is exactly the same kind of, like, logic behind the muggles of it all, where I'm like, dude, these companies, these corporations, Universal Studios, Disney, what you guys don't get is, like, we don't want you reminding us that we're just like consumers of your story. We want to be a part of the story.
Well, it's like, I want to dress up as Batman for Halloween.
Yeah.
I don't want to wear like a t-shirt that has a picture of Batman on it and I'm waving a little flag that says Batman is good.
Yes.
It's like, I want to be Batman.
Let me be Batman. Let me be Cinderella. Let me be Sleeping Beauty. Don't make me like wear a shirt that says like, I love Sleeping Beauty. I am Sleeping Beauty.
Well, I think something that people who make entertainment and these things don't recognize is like most people engage with these in the simplest way possible. Most people aren't thinking about timelines and universe and what's the explanation. They're just like, oh yeah, I liked the movie. I like the vibe.
Also in Harry Potter is the self-insert. And none of us are reading that book going like, and of course I would be the muggle.
And I'm just a dumb muggle reading this story.
No, we all think we're magic. and that therein lies the magic.
It's like if in every third sentence in the Harry Potter books, they were like, and just a reminder, none of this is happening to you because you're just a human with no powers. Anyway, Ron went.
That's what it's like. And that would suck. That would suck.
That would suck.
If you're watching Jurassic Park and they're like, just a reminder, you are not at Jurassic Park. You are in a movie theater seat.
Yeah.
Watching this film.
You're watching Jurassic Park and it's a scary scene and the dinosaur is about to bite a hero and it pauses and Steven Spielberg walks on screen and goes, hey, I know some of you are pretty scared, but don't worry. This is entirely fictional. None of this is happening to you. It never will. You have an office job. You're not passionate about it. You're just trying to make student loan payments. You can barely cover the interest. Though, in fact, if you do the math, it's raising more every month than it's lowering no matter how much you pay. Back to Jurassic Park.
Back to Jurassic Park. Guys, we want to be immersed in the experience. We don't want to be reminded that we are not actually part of the world or experience.
Well, like a little girl dreams of being Pocahontas or Mulan or Jasmine. She wants to feel like she is them. She doesn't dream of being a fan of them because that's real. That's not a dream.
That's not a dream. She is a fan of them. So let her pretend that she is them.
Well, that's something I never like Spider-Man was never my favorite superhero for that reason because Spider-Man's a loser. And the whole thing, everyone else loves Spider-Man and they love Spider-Man because like Peter Parker, he's got a job that doesn't pay a lot. His crush doesn't like him back. He has no friends and he just lives in a shitty apartment he can barely afford. He's just like you. And I'm like, yeah, I know. Why am I watching this? I want to watch someone who's cooler than me.
But the whole thing about him is that he's a loser, but then he figures it out. He gets cool, right?
Well, he's a loser as Peter Parker, and then he's cool as Spider-Man. He's always a loser as Peter Parker.
Oh.
Yeah, Peter Parker's always supposed to be a bit of a loser. Like, things are never supposed to work out for Peter Parker because, like, he's, like, that's the whole thing of being Spider-Man.
But you like Bruce Wayne or Tony Stark because they're always cool.
They're always cool. Thor's always cool.
Yeah.
Even Superman, Clark Kent is cool. Like, he kind of seems like a dweeb, but, like, he has, like, a cool... within his own life, Clark Kent is, like people on the Daily Planet like Clark Kent.
Also, Clark's bitches like Clark.
Well, that's the whole thing.
Clark has bitches.
Clark Kent pulls Lois Lane as Clark Kent.
That's so real.
Like, Superman pulls Lois Lane as Superman, obviously, but Clark Kent still pulls Lois Lane. Peter Parker is just, like...
I thought Peter did pull MJ as Peter.
He does, but it's...
Like, to me, that's valid. Like, Peter pulls MJ as Peter. You don't think that's enough?
Well,
you just want him drowning
in what?
That's what the kids are calling. Like they're calling it puh. Kids are calling it puh.
What kid? Lucky for you, I don't think they're calling that because if kids are calling that, what kids are you eavesdropping on? How many types of conversations?
No. Like they're like the 24-year-olds on the internet are calling it puh.
Yeah, well, you see, I would prefer that. I would prefer Peter Parker swings into his luxury penthouse. He pulls a spider mask on. He pulls his Spider-Man mask off. He puts on a silk satin jacket, and he's like, "Time to score a little purr." Peter Parker on the prowl for purr. And then he does his web, and he gets like a cocktail, and he sips it all.
Yeah,
that's what I want. That is Tony Stark.
You want Peter drunk, drowning in puh.
Yeah.
That is Tony.
And it's Batman. And the whole thing, and that's Bruce Wayne. And it's like, I like it when like I like fictional characters that are cool. And then the whole thing about
like Thor is that could be him, but that's not his vibe.
It kind of is, but even then, it's like even when he cuts back, it's like he's still cool.
Yeah, he's still cool.
I like superheroes who are cool all the time, even in their alter ego.
Yeah, if anything, their alter ego is cooler. I would say Tony Stark is cooler than Iron Man. Like I like Tony better when the suit's not on. I think the suit is like whack and lame.
Yeah,
and I bet it smells. I know it smells.
You know the inside of the Iron Man suit smells?
Yeah, because it's like it doesn't look breathable.
Well, I think all superhero suits would be really stinky.
Yeah, really stinky, and they just like don't have time to get them cleaned enough. I'd bet. Also, like a lot of rich men smell bad. I've noticed that.
Well, I think rich men think that as soon as they get rich, they don't have to do a single thing.
Yeah.
And I think that, I think a lot of rich women, by the way, like that's what they get really into like crazy health shit. They go like the Gwyneth Paltrow route, speaking of Iron Man, but they go the Gwyneth Paltrow route where like they're like health and they're going IV drips to like replace all their blood with better blood and skincare. And
well, it's almost like rich women become acutely aware of like how they have to use their wealth to maintain their actual, what they perceive as their only womanly value, which is like their looks and their health.
And rich men are like, I just got the money, I'm done.
Yeah. But I do think we're like entering this really unique age. That's the first time ever rich men want to be jacked.
Rich men wanting to be jacked.
That's
it actually
new.
it scares me a little bit.
It's terrifying. Well, because it also like, how do you say? It speaks to when Elon says things like money won't be important in 20 years. I would say like when I see Jeff Bezos getting jacked, it makes me go, does Jeff Bezos believe that?
Does
like,
Jeff Bezos believe that we're moving into a post-apocalyptic society where there is no currency? It is just trial of the fittest.
Yeah, like what if the billionaires getting hot is actually an indicator that we are moving toward the post-apocalyptic society where money doesn't matter?
Yeah,
and like what actually matters is your physical fitness and your ability to outrun and outmaneuver zombies. Or other people.
Well, again, Zuck's doing jujitsu. Jeff Bezos is like getting jacked, it seems, with a little bit of chemical enhancement.
Yeah.
Here's what and this is one thing you do have to respect about Elon. He stays ugly. Actually, but again,
he's gotten hotter for
this,
Elon. Like he was, again, if you look at Elon 20 years ago, he looks so much older and so much worse.
Yeah.
And he really does. He has glowed up.
Yeah. Good for you.
You didn't know where the floor was.
You didn't know
where the floor was. But I think to me, that's a recession indicator, would be billionaire men getting hot. Huge recession indicator.
Well, to me, all right, when it comes to like measuring attractiveness, I do think people always think of it in a scale of like 0 to 10, obviously, and you're one number. I think what's more interesting is what's your plus minus in terms of how far you've come. Like if I see an 8 who's like 30, if I see an 8, it's like maybe that's good, but also wait a minute, were you born a 10 in your 20s? Have you just like done all the wrong things and then now you've dropped to an 8? Or were you born a 4 and did you lock in?
That's so real.
Because in that case, in the first example, you would actually be a -2. And in the second example, you're a +4.
That's so real.
I think plus minus is more valuable than just a 1 through 10 scale.
I think it is. And I also think like it's so interesting because you realize like so many people who are 7s in their 20s drop to a fucking 4 in their 30s. But then other people who are 7s in their 20s go to a 9 in their 30s.
They can lock in.
So it's like, I do think you're right. The divide widens. And I think the plus or minus metric is actually really good because it accounts for your personal contribution to what you look like. It's not just your genetics or like
it's nurture and nature combined.
Yeah, exactly. It really gives you like the credit or the blame for what your appearance is.
And if you're a 5, but you started at a 1, like you really were like just busted as all heck.
Yeah.
You're actually a +5.
You're a +5. You're a +4. And we see you.
And
recognized game. I think that in my 20s I was a 5, and I think in my 30s I'm like a 7. So I'm a +2.
You were not a 5. Also, we were together for the majority of your 20s.
I'm just saying things. What? Girl can't say anything?
But here's what I would say.
Yeah.
I think in my 20s, I was at times a 6. And I think
I say, like, I don't know.
And I would say I'm like a 7.
No, I think, I mean, to me, you're a 10.
Well, before I can rank you, I'll have to unfreeze Bumble and kind of reassess the landscape.
Right. Well, first let's both unfreeze Bumble.
Yeah.
And then we can kind of just like see what's up here on Bumble.
The camera's going to cut. You're going to be like, you don't actually just have Bumble frozen, right?
You're not, you don't have Bumble, right?
Yeah.
Wait. I had something to say about attractiveness.
I think you just said it. Okay. That was good.
Thank you.
I thought that was great.
Thank you so much.
Dude, we just bought a new TV. I think it's like the middle class in me that literally anytime I make a purchase, I have a panic that goes off being like, you're wasting money. You shouldn't be doing this. This is irresponsible. You shouldn't be spending money on this. But it's like, even if it's like buying a pair of jeans, like I have this thing where like, because again, I'm growing up in a middle class home. My parents were always like, every time they made a purchase, they like wanted to let me know how that would impact the family. Like, I'm like, hey, can I get some like on brand cereal? And they're like, we have to get the store brand. I'm like, I don't know. I really like Lucky Charms. And then they would get Lucky Charms and they'd go, okay, we'll do this for you this time, but. And they would kind of do that.
My mom would always joke anytime we spent a lot of money. She'd be like, well, I guess you're going to a state school. And that was obviously a joke.
Yeah.
And my parents did pay for me to go to private college. Thanks. But that was the joke. You're going to state school. Also, another joke was you're not getting a car. You're getting a Cannondale now.
What's a Cannondale?
It's a fancy bike.
It's a good bet.
It's a funny bet. But I realized a Cannondale is like actually more expensive than like most used cars. So I'm like, it's kind of like too nice a bike. whatever.
Yeah.
Like it was like a $3,000 bike. I'm like, well, I could get a car for that. But when I was younger, and she'd say the thing about state school every time we like made a big purchase, like she'd buy like raspberries at the grocery store, and then she'd be like, well, I guess you're going to state school because raspberries are really expensive.
Yeah.
This was a joke, obviously, but I would cry when I was younger. Like it would like really like freak me out. The idea that like if she bought raspberries, that I'd have to go to a lesser college, like it really stressed me out.
Well, again, I'm also like in hindsight now, like, look, here's the thing. Like, if that's the, like, again, there is like certain types of parents love to like let their kids know that, hey, it's all your fault.
Yeah.
And the kids are like, what's my fault? And they're like, you won't understand until you're older.
Yeah. Well, they just want to like, again, you realize too, it's like, I think economic anxiety when you're a parent, often like if you don't have a good, like, if you're not self-aware about your own economic anxiety, it will inevitably be transferred to your kids.
Yeah.
Like, because it's like, you're just like saying shit to kind of like let off steam.
Yeah.
Like when you buy a box of Lucky Charms, you're not actually like worried you're going to lose the house. But in order to like let off the steam of like, oh my God, that was kind of an expensive box of cereal, you like tell your kid, you're like, well, hope you're happy. That's really going to make it hard to pay bills. And
I'm
then
like
you're
going to sleep and I'm like, the bank's going to take the house because I wanted Lucky Charms instead of Marshmallow Bites. Store brand Marshmallow Bites would have saved the house.
Would have saved the house. And then when the foreclosure, when the bank comes and knocking and you're 3 spoons deep in your Lucky Charms.
And all the people from the bank are just they're gonna go to my parents and like, we're sorry your son did this. And they look at me and my mouth's full of Lucky Charms, like, what? And they're like, you. And then as we're like in the rain and we're like walking down the street because we're homeless, we look inside and we see everyone in homes and they're eating the store brand and they're just shaking their head and they're like, no.
That's how they kept their home. Hey, General Mills, you're tearing families apart.
But anyway, that is like the thing that lives in my mind where like I like hate to buy like new pants. I went years without buying pants and I went years without buying new shoes because I'm like, even as an adult where I'm like, those are too expensive. You can't afford them. And then like you can get them for like $50, if not less.
Yeah, I think Robert was truly sticker shocked by how little money clothes cost.
I thought like, wait, pants cost this?
Yeah.
I thought pants cost the house.
Yeah, and then me, every time I buy a pair of pants, Robert's like, I didn't know pants could cost that much. So.
Well, your pants might cost you the house. You know what I mean? Like your pants are expensive. But anyway, we had to buy a new TV and like our TV broke. Our old TV broke and we had to buy a new TV. And we went with like one of the cheaper options because like we don't need anything fancy. But the whole time I'm like, okay, am I being stupid?
Yeah, is it stupid to buy a big TV? Not in 2026 when big TVs cost the same as one of my pair of pants, and you can figure out however much dollars
And
that you think that is.
Midnight Milkshake listeners, figure out how much Dana's pants cost.
But again, as I said, Robert, here's my thing. If I'm making a clothing purchase, I don't want Robert anywhere near that register because like he's going to hear a number and he's not going to be able to fucking handle it. And every time too, I like see Robert like hovering near the register while I'm ready to like make a purchase. I low-key like get so annoyed. One time, my $600 sunglasses from a couple years ago.
Yeah.
I was so annoyed because I was trying to like make eye contact with the lady who was selling them to me, like to be like, don't say the total out loud. Don't say the total. And of course she goes like, that'll be $617. And Robert's like, what? I wear those all the time. My cost per wear on those is less than $1 per wear at this point.
That's not cost per wear is a fake fallacy. Also, that is absurd for sunglasses. That is absurd for sunglasses. I would
argue that those sunglasses are why I have my social media following today.
No.
At least a part of it.
Just because you wear them in a video doesn't mean they're foundational to that video's
Cost
success.
per wear, writing them off on my taxes.
CPW. All right, Midnight Milkshake listeners, let us know. Shakers. Midnight.
Milkshakes.
Hey, night
dedicated
milks?
listeners.
What if we went night milks?
Night milks. Do you
What's
guys
up,
like night milks? Milkers. Did we try? We tried
milkers. It was rejected every time. It feels bad in my bones even to hear it.
So night milks.
Thanks for checking out the pod, Night Milks. Let us know if you like being called Night Milks.
Tell your friends about us.
Tell your friends that they too can join the cauldron of Night Milk.
The cauldron of night milk.
Brewing.
Whoa, wait. How could we make them feel like muggles? Like, what's our muggle equivalent?
You're not even Night Milk. You're just day water.
You're day water.
Don't forget it.
Keep watching Day Waters.